Hey guys, and this is Ryan from Ryan Slithering Serpents here, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most worked on genes in the entire reptile world, I would say. Honestly, I'd say reptile world because it's pretty worked on gene, and that is what is known as the pied. The pied ball python. The pinnacle of snake. Always very used python, but that's just because it is a very beautiful ball python, and you gotta see some of the mixes that people have made on this because it's been worked on for a while. So there's not much new things you can produce, but if you work hard, you could probably get new ones out of this. But here we got our normal ball python. We're gonna show you right here, guys. Here's our normal ball python. You know what a normal looks like. You know the gist. It just normal ball python is normal. Nothing special about it. Okay, and then you get the pied, right? Basically what the pied does, it strips away almost all of the pattern and just turns it white. It's like if a printer messed up. That's how most people describe it. If like a printer was printing and ran out of ink mid-print. That's what's up with this. And there's such thing as, there are high whites, which this isn't a high white, this is a high pattern. And then you have, I don't know if we can find any here. Yeah, you have high whites, which is basically like just the head. And then there's not many here, but I've seen some that are almost completely white and barely anything. And look at this. This is a completely patternless pied, which is kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't like that, but it's pretty cool. And then here we have the first thing I would show you, the albino pied, which basically you go from this guy, sorry, that's a bad picture. You go from this guy to completely turning everything yellow. Beautiful snake, and then you turn this guy orange. It's just super beautiful. I love it. It's a very beautiful snake. 10 out of 10 here, and I don't have a pied, but it looks pretty cool, and it looks kind of like this if you didn't have a pied, but it's very cool. A very cool snake. Would recommend, if you're going to get a snake for your first time, I would recommend getting an albino pied because it's not going to be too expensive and it's amazingly cool pied right here. And here we have the Mojave pied. Now Mojave is an interesting gene. As you can see, you have your normal pied and then it completely like chocolates out. It lightly chocolates it, and it's like takes away most of the color here, and you just get left with like, and then some of them darkens it up. It's a beautiful snake here. I'm not a big fan of the Mojaves, but when pied comes into it, it's pretty cool. And here we have a pastel pied, and pastel basically like turns everything a lot lighter and lessens the pattern. Beautiful snake. I love pastels. When you work pastels into some of these genes, it can just be out of this world, man. So nice. And then we have something that I think is really cool, because I love pins. This is a this is a pied pin. As you can see, it completely gets rid of all of the pattern and just leaves it at like a cinnamon looking, well, I know there's cinnamon G, but it looks like cinnamon almost, white snake. Very beautiful. And then we have one of the most controversial genes, but I thought it would be interesting to include because it looks beautiful like a snake. And I'm not going to talk about any controversy in this video, but whatever you guys want to do is whatever you guys want to do. But here we have an albino pied spider. Now, this completely almost takes away all the genes here. Like, it leaves like a yellowish head and then takes away like all the pattern. It leaves it like a yellowish tint. Beautiful snake. Amazing. I'm not against pieds because I know that the head wobble does exist, but it's not as bad as some people say. But yeah, beautiful snake. And here we have a Candino. Candino is beautiful. It's an albino candy pied. Sorry, I had to check real quick. But yes, an albino candy pied. Candino pied. It basically makes everything yellow and then just like, I don't know how to explain it. Just like a piece of cheese. That's a bad representation. Like I'm trying to think of something that I can relate this to. But it looks like almost lemony, you know? Beautiful snake. Looks golden. Good snake. And then we have the precursor to one of the most famous pieds out there. We have, and one of the most expensive pieds, we have the black pastel pied. This is the precursor to what is known as another pied that I will get to later in this video, but It really just darkens out the pattern. Black pastel, amazing gene. I love super black pastels because they just go like completely dark, almost black snake. It's beautiful. And then here we have a lightning pied. This is one of the coolest pieds in my opinion. It is an axanthic pied. Hard to make because they're both recessives, but it's an amazing specimen here. And I have one last guy to show you. This is the most expensive one, but I forgot to look it up real quick. Let me just go over here. Most of you probably know what I'm talking about right now. We have the black and white pied, the panda pied, the most looked after pied in this entire industry. Look at this thing. It's got completely black head, black patterns. It's just like amazing snake. This snake will run you about $5,000 if you get a good one. $6,000 if it's a really good pattern. It's gonna run you a lot of money, but beautiful, beautiful snake. And this is made by mixing a super black pastel to a pied, which is not impossible to do, but it might take you a little bit. But very beautiful snake, and I suggest if you're looking for a breed project and you have a little bit to invest in it, like a little bit of money, I suggest going for these panda pieds because I have a feeling that these guys are gonna keep going up and gonna stay in the pricey side for at least a little while. So yeah, that is my video on pieds today, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Ryan from Ryan Slithering Serpents here. And this is my video on pieds. I hope you enjoyed. Pied is a beautiful species, and all for you if you want to work with pieds. Love pieds, so just keep producing amazing pieds so I can show you guys in my videos. So, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Ryan from Ryan Slithering Serpents here, and I'm out. Peace.